Welcome to Simple Man Radio. It's back. It's back, and it's better or worse than ever, depending on people's opinions. It's going to be once a week on Thursdays, probably just about an hour of BS. And today we'll talk about my viral tweet, John Madden, and we have some segments, and we're gonna try and brainstorm some segments because we really didn't do any prep. But I was just tired of talking about doing Simple Man Radio, and I said, you know what? Let's just do Simple Man Radio. So we are doing Simple Man Radio.
That's actually a lie. I have an entire Google document that's dedicated to Simple Man Radio ideas that's shared with all of you.
But I haven't looked. I don't look at Google Docs.
There you go.
Is the thing. So we got Justin, Danny King, and Snacks. Sure. The whole crew is here. Snacks, I want to throw it to you first, and we'll get our groove going here in a second. I had a tweet about Saquon Barkley. This was fueled by the media, by the way. You know, when the media gives me guff, this was 100% fueled by the media. That guy, like Marco, something I've never heard of him before. He had a tweet like, I just got off a media Zoom call with Saquon Barkley, and it's like he was just seemed more dejected than ever. Well, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, they've lost 4 straight games. He had averaged 2 yards per carry, and every question was negative. And not to say that's wrong. Like, there's nothing positive to really say about Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants right now. But it was just like, what do you guys expect? And so then I was like, all right, let me go watch this. I'm curious to see what he was like. Like, I had no plans of watching the Saquon Barkley presser. And they asked him 3 separate times about going to like the spot where it happened in Chicago and doing something. Like every time, no, I'm not going to do that. And the third one was just like so weird. It's like,
to be fair,
get closure. Like, what do you mean get closure?
Saquon Barkley seems like that kind of person where he would legit visit the spot and have like a moment. He does seem like that kind of person.
He's got that Odell in him.
Yeah, but let him He said no, and they kept on asking. Like, I bet you he might have like do like some little thing, but it's like to get closure. It's like, well, what does that mean? Get closure? Like is he like Michael Scott in The Office? I declare closure. Like I don't know what you expect out of that question. Like, and I know they were going off of the I guess Victor Cruz did something in Philly after his injury, but it was just like, well, I was just kind of like, what do you guys expect? And it was the third time in 5 minutes they asked that, and then I was literally going to do actually a plumbing job. I had to fix some plumbing at a place, and I was like, and I had to stop at the house, and I was like, it'd be kind of a funny video of me voicing over like, what's like, you want to piss on the field? And I think that was the best part. And I guess I should pull the video. I should have put the video in the thing so we could just play it.
Yeah, do that, because you said because last night we were like, okay, we're gonna do Simple Man Radio, right? And I
put one
Danny and I
picture in it,
and you were like, all right, I'm doing some plumbing. I'm like, okay, do you mean planning? You're planning Simple Man Radio, which would be great. And you're like, no, I'm doing some plumbing. I'm like, all right, naturally.
Straight up.
Well, I'll play it for people, and then I'm gonna kick it to Snacks. Hey, Saquon, I know you guys are going back to Chicago, where obviously you tore your ACL last year. Some players that are looking for closure, they'll go back to the spot that it happened and spit, maybe even piss, and some would, maybe even want to burn down the stadium that it happened at. And is that something that, you've considered doing for all this?
No.
So, and I actually didn't use my microphone on purpose, so it sounded like Zoom audio. So Snacks, what did you think of the reaction to it?
It's completely, the video itself is hysterical. Like,
I think everyone focused on the burning down. I think maybe even pissed, like being like just very subtle,
probably
is the best
funnier
part.
than burn down. Yeah. All right. So I'm not, as everybody knows, I am not an intelligent person at all.
True.
And even it's very true. And even if I didn't know your voice, Bobby, I would never, under any assumption, think that anybody with a press credential would say that. And the fact that all these huge accounts, like even Barstool, and there was articles written on it, were all like, how do you let these people get past this? I was floored by people not getting that. That was completely fabricated.
How many years have we had the internet to not be like, let me second guess this?
Right.
Especially if you're writing articles, or Barstool, who does jokes like this on their own. How do you not second guess? Like maybe a reporter didn't ask him if he wanted to piss on the field or burn down the stadium. and asked if that was something that he was considering doing.
I thought out of all people that Barstool would be like, this is great.
I was just gonna say, Justin, I think you tweeted that. Like, I'm very surprised at Barstool's reaction here.
Clem DM'd me like
Barstool-
5 minutes
Barstool.
before and was like, he's like, this is so funny. Like he was like, it's crazy that like people are falling for this. And then 5 minutes later, he's like, damn, you got our main account.
And I think he tweeted back at me, he goes, somebody owes me laps on here.
Yeah. So it was, I mean, obviously it wasn't like, Clem or Dave Portnoy or Big Cat who
It was an
tweeted
intern. It was an intern that is responsible for embedding
right.
videos.
Well, can I
on
say
Barstool
something?
Sports.
This is totally off topic.
Sure.
I hate that we call social media people interns. Like Kyle, who works for us, he's not an intern. It used to be an intern job. Now people get paid full-time jobs to
I know.
run social media.
But I mean,
accounts.
that's also Barstool. I mean, we're talking about Barstool probably has how many social media people, where I would never diminish Kyle like that. But I mean, it's Barstool.
Yeah, which means they're like way bigger than
Yeah.
us. Like,
That's true.
like they have like probably like their account has what, like millions of followers.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How many takes did it take for you to get that question and fit it in perfectly to Saquon Barkley's response of no?
Well, I knew the time to turn off the audio or turn the video back on to get the Saquon no, because everyone's like, great editing job. It's like, you don't understand how ghetto I did this. Like you see me kind of stuttering at the end. It's like I got to get to that 23-second mark. So I'm like, all right, let me get this to the 23-second mark, and
Did you use like iMovie?
So no, just snag it.
No,
like
not
I
even
I,
that, Dan.
I snagged it.
I was just snagging.
So
He
it
has
was
a Mac. It
the
doesn't even
third
use
time.
iMovie.
The third time, and the only reason I didn't do it the first and second time is because I accidentally forgot to turn the audio off. So it was the first time I didn't have my headphones plugged in to stop the audio from playing back to the computer, and the second time I just forgot to turn the audio off.
I actually love the stuttering aspect of it, because when you hear reporters ask questions, there's always like, so it literally sounded completely perfect. Like that was a reporter on a Zoom call. Unbelievable. Really is.
A lot of people fell for it. Who is that Knicks girl reporter? Is it Ashley Moss?
Oh, hold on.
It's something Moss.
I love her. Hold on.
See, I can't stand her because I'm a Nets fan, and
Ashley Nicole Moss, yeah.
So she talks trash on Nets fans, so I talk trash back. Like I had a tweet, I had a good reply to her when the last time the Nets and Knicks played, and it was just me with that smug smile on my face wearing the New Jersey Nets shirt. I can't stand her. I think she's the worst.
No, it's a little rude.
I'm
a big fan.
Big Lead had my favorite
There's so
headline
many-
of it though, of like New York reporter asked Saquon Barkley if he wants to burn down Bears Stadium, which is like that's just.
I could, I guess I do get why people fell for it. You go to your profile, it's like Talking Giants, and then you click on Talking Giants. It's got a big following. You talk about the Giants. Why wouldn't you have a media pass or something? So I could understand it.
His bio says stay weird. I have a question.
I changed my bio.
This is a question for Danny King. Danny King, out of all Giants beat reporters, which one is most likely to actually ask Saquon if he would want to piss and burn down Soldier Field? If there was one who would do it, who would do it?
Out of
Who's
the
an
major
anarchist?
ones, I feel like it would. I feel like it has. I don't. It just gives me like a Pat Leonard type vibe question.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a Steve Serby, because Steve Serby, who's not well known, like his Twitter account doesn't even have a picture. But he's like been around for a long time, and he gets views on his stories. It's just not through like him being a Twitter personality. But every question he asks, like you can hear his headline in it, like with Steve Serby. It's like, okay, that's the headline you're going for, in your question. Or Paul Schwartz. Paul Schwartz, he asked Daniel Jones before the Chiefs game. He's like, some people would think that you were drunk or I was drunk if you said that the Chiefs, the Giants can't overlook the Chiefs. He's like, what do you think? And Daniel Jones like, what? Like, okay,
Excuse me?
Yeah. So I tweeted at that. I was like, Paul Schwartz, are you drunk right now? But it was a lot of just random people and like smaller, like 50,000, 60,000 follower like blue checks that were.
There was a lot of to Danny King. There was a lot of dumb Mets people that fell for it.
The Mets people started
it
it.
was so
The Mets
annoying.
people are what got the ball rolling. Like that Meek Phil guy, that other reporter that
You got
Danny.
You got
Danny
Joe,
King
you
texted
got
me
Joe
about.
who covers the minor leagues for them.
Yeah,
It was
it's-
outrageous. I was like, what?
It's. I think it's because Clem liked it, So like, Mets fans are what really got it rolling.
Look at that. We're starting trends.
And that's why, like, I don't do stuff like that. Like, people want me to prank call into Big Blue Kickoff Live. I'm like, I just, when it's the right time to do it, type thing. I'm not gonna I used to call Lance Meadow every Saturday on his Sirius radio show and just like be like, hey, fuck you, pussy. But it's like, that's just funny to me and my brother. That's not like something I'm gonna put on Twitter.
Justin, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you speaking of these prank calls? Are you ready?
Am I who?
I would like to do some prank calls to like bad radio stations, like just random around the country for this show.
Well, Tiki Barber is going to hear from me January 3rd.
Oh, we need to raid Tiki Barber on January 3rd.
I want to call into places that we don't work at, but I want to call out sick.
He's replacing Moose and Maggie on the Fan.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah,
January 3rd is his first day. Yeah,
and Maggie's going with one of Dan Patrick's guys.
Yeah, she's going. Yep. I like Moose and Maggie.
Good for her.
Whatever. I'm not getting into it.
I've listened to her a little bit.
She's good. Good looking woman too.
Yeah, I see. When I first heard her voice, I thought she was like an older woman, and then I saw her. I'm like, oh wow, she's
like a very attractive woman.
Yeah, like very attractive.
And now look, now they got Tiki Barber replacing her.
Scumbag.
Which is like, I can't wait for you to do.
Well, I already kind of figured it out, and I'm gonna start it off because obviously the big talk is like Saquon Barkley, and he's a running back, and Tiki's a running back, so I'm gonna like call the producer and be like, I want to ask Tiki about Saquon, what they should do, blah, 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 blah. And I'll get into it. Tiki, Tierney, hi, congratulations on the new show. So happy New Year, Tiki. I want to get your thoughts on Saquon Barkley, but real quick, I want to ask you what it's, because he's gonna cut me off right away, so I have to play it like kind of perfectly. I have to like write a script, something along the lines of, how does it feel being a quitting scumbag in the New York Giants winning a Super Bowl championship the year after you retired?
You have to let me know when you're doing it. I'll record it and tweet it out.
Yep, I told Justin.
Well, no, all right. So here's what I think we should do, Bobby. If you're recording the screen on Odyssey and getting that audio, and then Snacks, I think I should be there with you in person and recording you like there.
Beautiful.
Perfect. That's actually a really good idea.
Let's do it.
I've never listened to WFAN. I'm gonna have to try and listen to it this one day.
I've been waiting. Once the announcement was made, I've been waiting, and they're gonna block my number after I get it, so I'm gonna start calling from other numbers. But I'm gonna try and ask him like once a week.
I'm gonna prank call Keith eventually, but I'm just waiting for like I said, I'm waiting for like the perfect this is gonna be hilarious instead of just forcing a prank call in there.
Yeah. I figured his first day and getting to hear that would be a perfect time.
It would be perfect for like the Giants to beat the Cowboys, but that's just not going to happen in the next few years. So, it's not much to talk about besides I just tricked everyone, and I spent basically my entire once I got home, I was literally having to do some plumbing work, at a house, because I broke something, because I'm an idiot.
Clog a toilet?
No, I broke a line on accident.
Haven't even wet a line yet.
Broke a water line.
Happens to the best of us,
Yeah, so I was constantly I was sitting in the Ace Hardware parking lot for 10 minutes just checking my notifications.
Oh yeah,
and just seeing it get
fun.
Seeing it get bigger and bigger. What do you guys think of Art Stapleton's reply? Because we've got our loyal people here. I'm not going to bash Art on Talking Giants, but I thought it was definitely very come on, dude, just laugh. You're not the don't be the defender of the beat. He can. Now, I will say the evil line was from a movie, from Spaceballs. So he wasn't calling me evil, because I was going to be that's pretty dramatic.
Yeah. I thought it was a little.
But he also was he was butthurt that everyone was trashing the New York media. And he's like, oh, but we're some clowns, because I say media some clowns all the time, which is that's just I tell the other beat reporters all the time, I was you're media some clowns. It's probably the most often text I have to any beat reporter is media some clowns. Anytime I think they say something funny or dumb.
And he was the only beat reporter. Right?
Publicly, yeah.
You would think Art.
Actually, no. Tom Rock said something. Tom Rock, who's never even interacted with us. I keep cutting Danny King off.
Yeah,
it's tragic. These are tragic.
You go because I
No, I'm just saying. Ard usually hears like his fellow coworkers' questions. You know, he must think like, wow, these are some stupid questions. You think?
Yeah,
he
and that's the
something so
thing.
funny?
Is I know Art thinks like those questions being repeated, like not the first time. The first time asking him like, "Hey, you think about like going to that spot?" But it's like the third time. It's like I know Art. Like I know Art. I know Art thinks that's dumb.
What did Tom Rock say?
Tom Rock, who he just doesn't interact with anybody on social media, you know.
Right.
So like I think he's just a very much like, hey, I write for Newsday, I write my articles, I tweet them out, I tweet out
job.
news, and I go back to my family. I think he's a very much like, hey, this is my job, not my life,
Right.
type guy. Like he's never interacted with us. He quote tweeted the big lead thing, and was like, well, he's like, well, thankfully Saquon didn't answer yes to the real question, not the fake one about his pyromaniac.
Yeah. Could you imagine
activity.
if he said yes?
Well, I would have had to find him saying no to something.
Yeah. I will say
Tom Rock is like, I think he's like he's one of those like very dry sense of humor.
I was just
funny
gonna
guys.
say he always seems like he's got a dry sense, like a sense of humor. Like what
So I would love to talk to Tom, but I can also see Tom like hating because like he's like the head of like they have their like own like little union thing or like writers thing. I can also see him hating, maybe not even us individually, just what like podcasters and YouTubers like getting bigger type thing. Which I get. If I was an old head, I'd be a hater too, probably.
Yeah.
Guys
are running them out of work.
So yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say besides just like tricked everyone.
It's a reflection on our society. I mean, that's what I really think it is. It's a reflection on where our world is.
It's now the funny thing is I know Saquon and the players saw it. Halapio actually, because I put on my Instagram stories, Halapio, he's like 49ers players in the locker room thought it was real. So it's like, you know, the Giants players like, and Saquon would think that's funny, right? Because like
I would think so.
Like he was getting trashed, he was getting all those negative questions. We got to do something to that dog for Simple Man Radio.
We should have Mikey and Benny host the Simple Man Radio.
Sure.
Yeah, let's just have like the screen on them for like a whole hour,
staring at each other through the screen.
Well, it's like that one Simple Man Radio that we missed a week, and we didn't do it for a week, and I played that Rico Story song. Which, by the way, I do think I was going to say this before the show, but you guys all showed up 1 minute before.
Well, that's not true. I was here 4 minutes before.
You were 3 minutes before.
3 minutes.
Danny was 1 minute. Justin was 1 minute as well. I think we should record our audio. I don't know how like if Justin, without doing any editing, just laying over 4 things, like you get the timing right, lay it over, put it on the podcast. So how long would that take? Like 5 minutes? It wouldn't
take long at all, but it's a matter of what I always have to do with your microphone and Danny's audio.
But don't do that.
Balance it. Well, then I would rather it just sound the way that it sounds on StreamYard than do that. I think that actually sounds better.
Answer to my question. All right, so we'll just do that. So yeah, there's not much more to say on it.
Great stuff. One eye.
We spent 20 minutes on it. Danny, how's Miami?
Great question.
Oh, I mean,
Danny,
are you like getting in the sun? You look still pretty pale.
No, I mean, I only got down here yesterday, so I'm gonna try and catch some sun today, and because I definitely need to get some. Get this paleness going away. But Miami, yeah, you know,
Danny goes to Miami more than I do. Like, and that's not even an exaggeration.
Great city. I love that. You got
how hot is it down there?
It's like 80 degrees right now.
Yeah, it's pretty warm where I'm at too.
It's not bad up here.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. What was I gonna ask?
I have a talking point.
Oh.
So this is something that's personal. That don't get too on Talking Giants. I also don't want to tell the masses because then they would notice it, and then every time they look at me, they would see it.
Don't tell people your flaws.
Well, this is a flaw, and I'm going to share it. So what I did, I got up and I did something. Now you can notice that my eyes look a little bit better, Mikey. You know, but if you rewind by a few minutes, then you could see that my left eye, so even though this may be right on your screen, I don't know.
It is.
My left eye droops down a lot lower than my right eye. So I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but it really bothers me, especially when I do my green screen videos. So what I did is I just put eye drops in this left eye to make it look a little bit more even, and it looks a little bit better now. But you probably could still see that there's a difference. So I went to the eye doctor this past week. Mikey,
Speaking of
this
eyes,
is great. This is great. I went to the eye doctor this past week, and two things. One, he thinks I have sleep apnea, and that's why one of my eyes droops down, which didn't know that was a thing. And number two, do I elect to get surgery? It's a 20-minute surgery to fix the droopy eyelid. That is my question.
how much does it cost?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Well, once you find that out information, I could give you an answer.
It's not noticeable at all.
I've never.
Yeah, I mean, I
that's
never
because
said that I would.
haven't noticed.
But that's because I just put the eye drops in, and now it's like I feel like now it's looking worse again.
I can't use eye drops. Like I have a phobia of like things being like if like people can't put their eyes.
I don't
their
like it
fingers-
either.
Wait,
That's
Justin, how
why.
long
That's
were you
why
in the
I'll
waiting
never.
room
I'll
for?
never wear contacts.
Yeah,
I like,
same.
I like skeeve putting something on my eyeball.
When my vision goes, I will have to wear glasses. And I know for 100% I'm going to be the guy who waits like 5 years too long to get glasses. Because my dad's
used to use contacts.
um
The worst thing to ever.
Renato
use
said
them
no
to-
surgery, Justin. So
Renato is a smart man, but it just kills me. I do my green screen videos, and the first thing I see is I'm like a fucking ogre, and my eyes are like I'm like a cyclops. My eyes are like two different levels.
See, now that you say it, I like that's the only way I like. Now I'm just gonna like stare at your eyes for like.
Correct.
I'm
YouTube
staring
video.
right now and I don't notice it.
Now-
There's
now-
a clear
That's
difference.
that eye doctor just trying to make some money off your ass right there.
wait,
No,
Justin,
He kept you
went
waiting.
in-
He kept you waiting in the waiting room, and then
He did.
this.
Don't
They
forget,
almost-
doctors are scumbags too.
They almost forgot about me. This doctor was actually really nice. Where he's like,
That's
yeah,
what he
like
wants you to believe.
it's not really that much, but if you want to do this, if you want to do that, and that's what he was saying. So
By the way, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I need it badly. And I'm not going to the same
oh,
place
I
last time.
need a haircut too. It was a mess.
Snacks. I was watching a previous Bleeding Blue episode. Mikey is killing me. I was watching a previous Bleeding Blue episode, and you had like a beard going, which I'm like, when did that ever happen?
Really? Oh, that must have been a lazy point in my life. I hate facial hair.
Speaking of Snacks' hair,
Uh-oh.
so when Roan went to your house and did the video,
Right.
I knew these comments drove you nuts.
I didn't read any of them.
You didn't read all the people saying that you're a
Not all of
fake
them,
Italian
not all of
Irish kid?
Oh, well, I read a couple though. Some people sent it. It's like, why would I fake that? It's so dumb.
Like your entire family is just faking it.
Yeah, yeah. You look at my dad and then you think that like I'm the offspring and you think I'm faking it. It's just like
Your dad
Have something to eat. Have something to eat.
Your dad was definitely the best part of the video. Like,
Start the show.
because like you're young, you're smart, you're self-aware. And it's hard to not like be like there's cameras around. Where your dad was just genuinely like, "Come on, eat, like
Yeah.
eat." You know? Like that was like his crutch. Is like, "Come on, eat." Every time the
He
camera was
was-
probably pointing at him, he's like, "Come on, eat." Like, get the camera off me. Let's just eat.
He was the star of the show, and I think Nick Ercolano tweeted out like the funniest way to put it, and he's like, Rowan's going to Snacks' house to film him and his family watching the Giants game. By the end of the video, or when the video comes out, Snacks' father is either going to be canceled or hired by Barstool. No in between.
He had a good tweet yesterday actually about the Giants boiling point, which is how do you guys do that for 4 or 5 hours? Listening to people essentially say the
it's
same things
disgusting.
over and over again.
Yeah, Justin, can you please explain this to me? Because I was listening for a little while and I just like refused to talk. It was just it's just at the same point. There's nothing to even say anymore.
Yeah,
But I get why it's done, because the people that talk like a lot, they don't have like a Justin's on talking Giants or
Yeah, it's like sports radio.
I get it. But Jesus.
It's like I
know.
refuse to join those, but it's like if I'm in there for more than 5 minutes, I want to like scream and just be like no, wrong, and I'm just like let me just leave.
Yeah.
I listened to like the 10 minutes
Bobby,
where
are you
Justin
even
was
able
talking
to
about
win?
offensive coordinator, and I actually thought Justin was making like was balling on some of those points. Not to pump his head up too much, but
Well, that's already pumped up enough.
so
true.
John Madden died, which is sad. Obviously, like I don't remember anyone saying anything bad about John Gruden, and I thought a lot of people made the same point that I thought was true. It's like,
John
man, the
Gruden?
guy went
A lot of people said bad things about
John Madden. I have John Gruden on the brain because I'm going to bring up something. is like he went from like, you know, player, coach, broadcaster, then the video. Like he like hit every single generation alive. Like has like a if you're a football fan or not even like everyone knows John Madden. You know, and if he was around for Twitter, maybe more people would dislike him because that's what Twitter's for.
Oh Lord.
But I thought about making the title of this podcast "Rest in Peace, Frank Caliendo."
Yeah, he's done.
He lost John Madden and John Gruden in the same year.
Yeah.
Like, what is he like? Those are his
Yeah.
number one was Madden. Number two was John Gruden. He lost both of those guys in the same year. What does he do?
Go back.
He's already kind of fallen off. Like impressionists aren't that fun. Like I don't, you know, they're not anymore. But although I do remember Mad TV, and one of the funniest skits I've ever watched was the Ace Hardware John Madden like cutting his like insides out open on the buzzsaw.
Mad TV
like,
doesn't get enough love.
Crying. Yeah. I mean, I remember like my dad sitting on the couch and knowing I'm not supposed to be watching Mad TV, and me being like just like trying to hold in my laughs at how funny I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Key and Peele came from there.
Yeah.
What's the Bobby Chan is his name, right? Or no, it's Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee came from, like, there's a lot of funny guy. That's seems totally racist on my part. But
there's a segment actually. I'm gonna try and find the video. That's
oh my.
One of my favorite videos. It's like
who was the guy who played Stewart? Like he I always thought he was pretty funny. Like they're like if you take if you put like some like Mad TV compared to SNL right now, Mad TV would blow it out of the water.
Oh yeah, Mad TV was very funny.
So Buster the Fact Snacks almost hit himself in the face with a baseball.
Snacks almost just hit himself in the face with a baseball.
Shut up. I'm trying to like try not to look.
Dude, I'm the same person who does that stuff with like a tennis ball, and it happens. So I don't judge you.
It's gonna happen. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now I got hold on. I'll mute myself. But the Mad TV skit. It's called Joey the Stereotypical Italian, and it's hysterical. Hold on.
So go watch that after Superman Radio, people. But I mean, he like, I feel like he kind of should just retire. Like, what is his next best impression after Madden and Gruden? I'm sure there's some that I'm.
Oh, he's had a rough year.
Yeah, he lost both of them in the same year.
Where you been?
I couldn't even tell who he did besides Gruden and Madden.
He does Schefter's pretty fun. Mel Kiper.
Maybe he comes back because Gruden's Gruden don't because Madden. Bobby, you got me doing it too.
I do miss having
Madden's
Gruden in my life too. Like he was a very funny human being.
No comment.
I mean, you can disavow him and also be like, hey, it was a fun 20 years, John.
I agree.
Well, I say the crazy thing is like I just find it wild that him and Derek Carr are like still neighbors. Like how awkward that's gotta be.
Oh, are they really?
Still a grand old time.
That's
he built his like
really
new house
weird.
right next to the car.
I know that when it
Yeah,
happened,
like,
like Derek Carr said he like went to his house. I didn't know they were neighbors.
Yeah, just
why would they be neighbors in the first place? That's a really weird John Gruden. Like whose idea was that? That had to be a John Gruden idea. And Derek Carr was like, "Yeah, man,
he was the one that built the house.
I love you."
We'll get the all 22 every day.
Future Giants quarterback Derek Carr.
Please no.
Oh, I love Derek.
No stopgaps.
Love Derek Carr.
I will say I had to double check when I saw John Madden died because there was a very like every year on Facebook there would be Facebook pages that would be like rest in peace John Madden. Like all the time. It was like their go-to prank. It's very believable and so like I had to double check and make sure like someone big tweeted out John Madden died when I first saw it.
I have two questions about that. So it was unexpected, right? He wasn't sick.
I don't know how
as far as we know.
Like it might have been unexpected, like they didn't expect it to happen. I don't think they were like he's got another 5-10 years.
Yeah.
My
it's
mother
crazy
was
that documentary
reading,
came out on that Fox. I need to watch it. Came out on Saturday and then he died on Monday or Tuesday.
I recorded it. Did you watch it, Danny?
Yes,
it's on ESPN Plus, so I could use Danny's account to watch it.
Beautiful. So, one of the things I want to start doing for Superman Radio is start saying that we all need to watch something and then come together the next week and then talk about it. So maybe that could be our homework assignment of watching Madden, and then coming together and talking about it. My mother started reading an article from 2014 that said that John Madden died at like 78. And he died with a microphone in his hand on the couch, and I was like, "Mom, don't think that's real."
Did you tell your mom about Saquon Barkley that question?
I did not. I have not. I have not. That hasn't come up in conversation yet.
Before anyone picked it up, but it started like before Big Lee did their tweet, which Big Lee's tweet was like okay, this is actually getting bigger. I don't tell my dad anything about Talking Giants, anything. But I was actually going and getting some parts for the PVC thing for him. And I was like, my dad's going to think this is hilarious. And he was cracked. He's like, that's not going to get you in trouble with your job. I'm like, no, it's actually good. It's actually a good thing for my job.
Good
my
press.
job. So,
Good stuff. Good
do you,
stuff.
okay, more surprising, shocking, like impactful death, John Madden or Kobe Bryant?
Oh, Kobe.
This guy
Kobe's bad.
doesn't think so.
Oh,
This
right.
almost hits as hard as Kobe's passing. Unbelievable.
I mean,
Oh my
Come on.
Lord.
I mean, if there was
One,
one person who they said died in the world, I think it'd be the most believable. It's like he's 85 years old. We haven't seen him talk to people in
right.
over 5 years. Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash with
At like
his daughter.
40 years old.
Another
Yeah.
another father with his daughter
Ooh, that's a
was
tough,
seen days before. Like LeBron had
that's a tough take.
Danny, did John Madden barely move
Come
in the
on.
documentary?
it's almost hit as hard as Kobe's passing. Unbelievable. Like, how do you say that? How do you say that? That person is the type of person who like responds ratio. Like, I know that account.
Yes, I do too.
100%. But Justin, he like moved his hands. That was the most movement we saw.
Oh,
from John
yeah,
Madden
no.
the entire documentary.
Oh, he was in the documentary?
Yeah, he was commenting on it.
Boom.
Isn't
See
that
what I did?
bizarre that it
John
comes
Madden.
out? It literally comes
That's
out
John
and then he
Madden right there.
dies.
It's like
No, that was the creepy thing.
it's like
Yeah.
Johnny Cash dying, a few months after June Carter.
It's like me
I know
when
that
next
reference.
time Giants win the Super Bowl, I hope the next day is my
You know
last.
who Johnny Cash is?
I know who Johnny Cash is, just don't know that reference.
His wife died, June Carter, and then he
Mhm.
died a few months later.
Yeah, it's like when my grandfather died, his cat died 2 days later. It's like
Wow.
they just know.
Died
They
of a
just
broken
know.
heart.
They just know. Yep.
That actually is really sad. That might be the most sad thing I've ever heard, Snacks.
Sorry, I mean,
cat
first of all,
died- the
fuck
cat
that
died
cat.
of a
The cat
broken
was
heart.
miserable. Cat
Oh,
was
were they
miserable.
were they close or
Yeah,
was
there
it
we go.
like a cat at the house?
No, the cat. My grandfather was the only one the cat liked. He hissed and crawled and nagged at everybody else except my grandfather. He'd go lay on his lap. Grandfather dies. He died 2 days later.
I was listening back to some Simple Man radio clips, and the cats actually were a big star of one of our episodes. Remember the cats were fighting outside my bedroom? And we
Was I on that one?
basically made like cat noises for like a minute straight.
I have a
Yeah.
favorite John Boy clip of in the early days of the new Bronx office. I probably still have the clip. The early days of the Bronx office, there are cats that are like fighting outside, and he fucking just screams. He screams. I have to
Cat
find it.
fighting is an amazing noise. Chris Mickle makes a great point. I meant to ask you this earlier. Can we have an elevator update, Danny? When you get back to New York, will the elevator be part of the show?
Yes, I technically just moved over. So there's like there's two buildings. There's an east tower and there's a west tower. I just moved over to the other tower. So there's still elevators in there. It's not as noisy and it's kind of more reliable, but it's still got that annoying like button sound when it gets in there.
I mean, it was
I found it.
it was wonderful when it happened.
Cat is hiding in there, but it's very skittish about going in there. Oh, ooh, ah! Okay, there's a full-on cat fight. Fuck this.
That was March 3rd, 2020.
March is a good month.
It is a good month.
Speaking of the Bronx office, big news.
No,
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Don't.
Don't.
I thought about doing a behind the scenes like John Boy Media segment on this, but I was like, I just know I'm going to piss people off, so I'm not going to do that. Like I just thought about going through our Slack or something, or like inside information, which a lot of people believe I'm making over $500,000 a year. By the way,
that's
like,
so funny to me.
Not a lot, but there's a good handful of people who actually believe I'm making over $500,000 a year, which I love, and I'm never gonna. I thought about saying it on Talking Giants, it's not true, but I'm just gonna let it.
No, why would you say it's not true? Go with it. It's one of those things you roll with. It's like I've rolled with for 28 years. That
you have black hair.
I'm a normal, gentle, kind soul.
Yeah, pretending you're not Irish.
Yeah, pretend I'm not Irish. Nicholas Caesar Isidori. That's about as Irish as you get.
So Irish.
Yeah, it is. Let's see what other thing. I feel like there was some more John Madden. No, I hit everything. The fake Facebook stories that he died.
Well, we have some genuine things like Snacks and I for Bleeding Blue. We watched some old games, and one of the things that I couldn't believe is genuinely the broadcast of the 80s and the 90s and the information that they presented. Now, granted, a lot of the games that I've watched for the Giants are hyper-centered in very important games, and some are all in Madden or calling them. But just the broadcasts are better than broadcasts today. It legit. The Super Bowl 21 with Elway and Sims. It showed a next gen spray chart where I guess somebody actually had to track this manually because players weren't wearing GPS. Players weren't wearing GPS chips in their pads. So what happened?
Darius Slayton got COVID. Here's actually the most hurtful one. Corey Cunningham has COVID.
Hold on, I want Justin to finish.
I'm almost embracing the Nate Solder. Who do we play at right tackle? Nate Solder and Corey Cunningham.
Oh yeah, what's going on with Nate Solder?
Wait, Justin, finish that real quick. I was into that.
They're not going to play Isaiah Wilson. I guarantee it. All right, go ahead. Finish your story.
I didn't. Wasn't there a report that saying they may embrace it?
No, they're not embracing it.
Embrace the suck.
Guarantee it.
They showed at the beginning of the second half, John Elway's spray chart of the amount of passing attempts he had from 0 to 5 yards, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 plus, 20 plus. So Nate Solder's back today. Dan Benton. Oh, Dan Benton. Hi. Dan Benton said Nate Solder's back today. So the level and the quality of broadcasts it's crazy just how they were better back then than they are right now. I feel like I get dumber when I listen to some of these people.
Well, you not listen. Jonathan Vilma was calling the Giant game on Sunday. He is an atrocity of an announcer. Awful.
They don't even present.
He loved Evan Ingram. Last year he said in the games surprising Evan Ingram usually doesn't drop the ball.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I love Vilma. I was part of the free Vilma movement.
6 foot tall and handsome.
Miami guy. I love Jonathan Vilma, so I won't slander him like a Mark Schlereth.
I will.
But your brother's rivalry with Nick Schlereth needs to become bigger and better.
Yeah. Well, once he responds to me, he plays nice. I'm like, that's not how this works.
No,
once you go at somebody, you go at him, and you.
And Mark Schlereth would love that. He loves that. He embraces. I'm actually starting to like Mark Schlereth more because I just appreciate
he embraces that. Yeah. It's like with Tiki. I went on an onslaught a few weeks ago at Tiki Barber. I'm literally saying, I'm going to find you. I'm coming, blah, 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 blah. Not one interaction. He didn't even block me, nothing. I was so pissed. That's why I'm just gearing up for January 3rd.
It's funny that fake scout, and we can talk a little about Giant stuff since it's the first episode of Simple Man Radio back. That angry former scout who doesn't have his name, which I'm not taking anything he says serious anymore because just put your name on it. He was like, go protest, blah, blah. And I so badly wanted to just say January 6th, let's go do it. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. So I said first Thursday in January and let people put it together on their own. And then I replied with the whole insurrection with the Giants flags from the Simple Man Radio account.
New Jersey man or Florida man? Question.
Oh, perfect.
Who was?
How many questions do you have?
There's a few, so maybe I'll just sporadically fit them in there.
Okay, go for it.
Who was the first, or I should say, where was the first person from who pleaded guilty for assaulting a police officer the first Thursday of January this year? Where was that person from?
Florida.
New Jersey or Florida?
It has to be Florida.
There was a lot of people, the guy in the horns, he was a Florida guy. Which that picture is still one of the things that really
New Jersey was.
Dude, that was too obvious to be Florida.
Was where the first person was from who pleaded guilty to assaulting a police officer the first Thursday of January this past year.
Do we know where from New Jersey?
We'll do this every week, and I'll tweet out the results and stuff.
Do we know where from New Jersey? Because if it's Philly, New Jersey, it doesn't count.
No, I feel
some of the best Florida ones are too obvious though. So this is actually you can't be who wrestled a gator or threw a gator through a Wendy's drive-thru.
But see, that's why I threw that out there because it wasn't. A 50% chance. Snacks, it's Sussex County.
Can we add polls
right here?
I'll do that during the playoffs.
Shit.
So you got to follow the Florida Man page, though, Justin, and I'll unfollow it so I don't get the answers early.
Okay.
I'll send it to you, and I will unfollow it and everything because I want to make this a fair game. You know,
All right. Do you want to do another one that's kind of?
Yeah,
I think this is
yeah,
fairly
let's
obvious.
go. Let's just do it. Let's get them all done. I want to get them all done.
Rip it. Good. It's a good way to end the show.
Who denies drugs were strapped to his penis?
Florida.
All right, that just has to be Florida. I'm sorry.
I think I saw that on the Florida Man page. I think that's Florida.
Yeah.
What kind of drugs? Like
I don't know. I didn't.
all right.
I didn't
Was
fully
that an
know.
airport?
Because I'm trying to like. I'm
Pulled him
trying to.
over.
A lot of these are
Must be doing it right down
airports.
there. God bless him.
Methamphetamine.
I know. I know people who have done that at airports. Like
I know,
literally, like
passenger in a car that was pulled over around 4 a.m.
see, I think I saw that on the Florida Man page.
Who was connected to a pizza ordering scam? And I'll leave it at that. There was somebody who would call pizzerias and order fake pizzas, deliver them to a police department, but those pizzas were obviously not for him. Who was arrested in connection to that?
Who
I'll go
or
Jersey.
what?
What state? What state?
I'll go Jersey.
I would go Jersey.
I'll go Florida.
Only because pizza's better.
Florida man called New Jersey pizzerias and delivered pizzas, had pizzas delivered to the South Brunswick Police Department.
Oh,
That
that's a
is so
twist. That's a twist.
That's
Look at
actually
worlds
really
collided.
good.
Speaking of pizza, anybody that says New York pizza is better than Jersey pizza is an idiot. But
Embrace
I
debate.
agree.
We have a lot of New York pizza
Ah,
places
no.
around me.
in Florida, I went to Florida once and I got a pizza.
There's a
It
lot
was
of people
just-
from Jersey and New York down here.
Yeah, I get it, but it was just like tomatoes slapped on dough.
No, it's better. The water's better here.
All right, this is a town question.
I know.
So what town? A
I'm trying to
town
troll
in
you.
Florida or a
Okay.
town in New Jersey? A town raised $15,000 to send a bear that walks around on two legs to a wildlife sanctuary.
That sounds like Jersey.
No, it sounds
Yeah,
like
that's
Florida.
Jersey.
Debate.
I've seen the amount of stories I see from amount of stories I see of like bears just shot down from trees in Jersey. I feel like there has to be a bear just like walk around neighborhood.
Well, if you've seen The Sopranos, you would see that they were using an AK-47 to get rid of the bear in the back of the Sopranos household.
I remember that. So I watched it. My final answer is New Jersey. What's everyone else's final?
I'm going
answer?
Florida.
Danny.
Daniel,
Jersey.
Town raised $15,000 to send a bear that walks around on two legs to a wildlife sanctuary. That is New Jersey.
Florida would raise more money if they wanted to on that.
is our state really this dumb?
That's not a bad thing to send a bear to a sanctuary.
That's not bad.
He
But
was
A
just
man
standing on two
tried-
legs, living
A
the
man
dream.
tried to send turtles to exotic pet collectors by packaging them inside tube socks.
Well, that's an easy one. That's
Oh,
Florida.
yeah, I'm gonna go Florida.
No, it's New Jersey.
What?
Wow.
This is why
Turtles and
this
tube-
is why this segment's going to be
tube
very fun, because as time goes on, we're going to realize we're all not that different.
That's bullshit.
So wait, explain that story again. Maybe let's dig a little deeper into this story.
I think there's a link to the story, so I'm going to check it. Read.
I had a friend who came, like him and his family went to Costa Rica, and so coming back, they put the youngest kid who was like one of the funniest, like he was a pretty funny kid. He put lizards from Costa Rica in like a mason jar and tried to get it through customs. The customs people at the airport like find it, literally just opens it, and then there's just lizards like running around the airport. Like why? Like he yelled at him like, "Don't open that!" And he opens it, and there's lizards just running around the airport like an idiot. So, all right, let's read the story a little bit.
Okay, so New Jersey man admitted to placing rare turtles inside tube socks, which were then placed inside boxes, which were then shipped to others interested in owning endangered turtles and a free pair of tube socks. Love the beginning of that article. Patrick Elfers, 48, pleaded guilty Tuesday for conspiring to traffic a threatened species, which is a formal way of saying that he tried to stuff a bunch of turtles inside tube socks and put them in the mail. The turtles were alive at the time they were placed in the tube socks, but presumably would have been significantly less alive by the time they reached their destinations. According to the Department of Justice, The boxes were neither designed nor appropriate for the shipment of live animals, so it seems air holes were not an aspect of his otherwise elaborate packaging scheme.
That story actually kind of pisses me off because, like, I get wanting to do like illegal animal exchanges, like that's that same kid I just mentioned. Like, I lived with him and their family for a little while, and he had a piranha. Like, I get the idea of having wanting to gain animals illegally, but to not take care of them and like have a proper way of transporting them, like, how do you get in how are you the exotic turtle guy and the I don't know how to ship an animal at the same time guy? Like, I feel like those can't be the same person.
Bad look. It's bad look. Who has
Bad look for the brand.
tube socks?
Yeah, that's another thing. That's the bigger.
Tube
That might be the bigger.
That should have been the
tube
giveaway.
socks.
Everyone up in north have tube socks to keep them warm.
I don't own a single tube sock.
Danny?
You don't have tube socks for
No.
your boots?
No.
I don't have boots. Well, I got snow boots.
Yeah,
But
no,
what?
you're a psychopath. You'll show up to
You don't
these
have snow boots?
30-degree giant games and you're not just sneakers, but you're like Converse or whatever you have.
I don't wear that shit.
No, but you like it's thin. It's a very thin shoe.
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know
wear
what they're
hats or
called.
anything because I like when my hair is nicely done. It's like one of the
That is true.
few redeeming qualities about myself. And when there's gel in it, Danny, it looks brown, not red. So
By the way, I'm pretty confident we're getting Greg's dad on the podcast today.
We are?
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm just going to do like 5 to 10 minutes with them.
I want to be. I feel like it would confuse him if too many people are present. I really want.
It will be. It's going to be Greg and Greg's dad, and I know exactly how I'm going to hit him. I'm going to be like, "Hey, let's talk about the Giants." And be like, "Do you know that we're campaigning for you as QB1?" The Saquon Barkley
That
video
was
has kind of
so
taken precedence
funny.
over it. Like, literally, this last month has been me like 2 weeks of being dead, and then other 2 weeks of like, "Hey, this season is a shit show. We're going to complain about a lot of stuff, but let's also figure out ways to have fun." And it's like Greg's dad is one of those, Steven Verderosa versus Pat Hanlon, which is so funny. I every time I think about Pat Hanlon, being like, it's like, you're an idiot, dude. And I went pretty hard at Giant Insider this morning, by the way.
Saw that. Yeah, Snacks, did you see that? I mean, you always text me on the side saying that Bobby doesn't go hard enough on the Giants. Did you see that?
what?
Wow.
He's kidding. No.
Anytime you see a screenshot of me with the dark mode, it's like someone sent that to me, and it annoyed the crap out of me.
Yeah.
But basically, they had this long thing
mean,
about how Chris Mara doesn't do anything, but also he's just a voice in the room. It's like, are you guys stupid? Like, are you seriously this dumb? And I said, hey, quote, hey, the guy who literally can't be fired offers opinions to people who can be fired, but they carry no weight. I'm like, please shut up, Giant Insider. And then it's like he evaluates a few players.
I enjoyed that I can't see anything they say because I know you.
Yeah,
I'm
let me
glad I
read.
can't see anything to say because I'm related to you. Not related to you. I have a
Yeah, we're
point
pretty
to
much
you.
related at this point. Giant Insider. Last month, I told you Chris Mara does not have a majority opinion in the building and does not run the draft. No one actually thought he ran the draft. I said, don't be fooled because his last name is Mara. Don't be fooled by his title. He doesn't have that much responsibility anymore. That Gelman runs the show. This is well-respected NYP's Paul Schwartz today. To state that others have, that Chris Mara runs the scouting department is patently false. No one said he runs the scout. It's patently false. He's a longtime talent evaluator and thus respected voice in the room. He has no veto power in the draft. He is not assigned to college games on the road. He no longer attends the NFL Combine. He is no longer really involved in the day-to-day football options and any longer. He evaluates a few players and gives his opinions. Mary has the fancy title, but it's Dave's show. And I was like, he evaluates a few
What's his
players and
job?
gives. So the Giants have a casual as their senior VP of player. Player.
That's what people want.
It's like Danny King runs the Giants is the senior VP of player personnel. Seriously, that's what Danny King does for the he evaluates a few players and gives his opinions. Like Danny King is at the same level as our senior VP of personnel for the New York Giants. I'm
Wow,
at a
big
higher
day.
level. I'm at a higher level. I was like a YouTube commenter. You think him being in the room doesn't affect things? And then I was like saying that Chris Mara, senior VP of player evaluations, doesn't actually do anything. Isn't the defense the Giants think it is? It's like, how stupid are? It's like we are the dumbest franchise in the NFL right now. Like it really does suck. Like that's why I have little hope. It's not because Joe Judge is our head coach, or it's like Mara sucks, and all these lifers in there, and Joe Judge's wants to get rid of lifers. Now here's my hope, and actually, you know what? This is gonna be my rant to start the podcast.
You're getting a little too. Here's what I do know. Steven Verderosa is driving around our beautiful USA in his classic Corvette, and I hope it's this classic Corvette.
You go to
what part of the country is he in right now?
I don't know. I mean, I could see him being a Midwest kind of guy.
Yeah.
No snacks. Where's
I'll be honest though. Can
northeast?
No, get the fuck out. No, go retire.
He probably doesn't even drive the Corvette.
Can we figure?
Probably just has it.
Yeah, probably doesn't. Can these old heads learn how to respond on Twitter? Like, it's starting to bother me.
He doesn't even know how to Paul. He said he's like Brett. He's co-host of the whatever show. Still following you. Have you noticed my Twitter following has blown up? You need to bring Anita and myself back. It's like, dude, just send Chris Sims. Chris, have the picture hanging in my office of Gary. Anyways, do we have anything else? We're at 50 minutes. You know, we don't want to put that the longest show in the world.
The Knicks are on a 3-game winning streak.
Wow.
We don't really talk current event sports unless they're like big pictures on the show anymore, because we want this show to not be dated.
But it's a big picture.
Actually, that's true, because the Knicks won't go on another 3-game winning streak for 10 fucking years. So that actually is like, this is a big moment.
Okay. All right. So you don't want to outtake things. Let's make a bet. Let's make a bet right now.
Make a bet.
Your salary, $500,000 a year.
Over 500,000.
Over 500,000. I'll match it. That the Knicks have another 3-game winning streak at some point this year.
Do you want to bet $20 on that for real? How many games are left in the season?
A little under 60, maybe. Yeah, I'll do 20. I don't know.
Games? That's a lot of games.
I don't know. The Knicks are 17 and 18. That's 35.
Are they playing a full 82 this year?
Yeah.
So that's less than 50.
Is it?
I'll bet you $20 on that, and I'll tweet it from the Smuggling Radio. $20.
Is it really less than 50? Ooh. Hey, listen, you see that?
$20. Let's make a bet.
You see that diploma up there?
That I make him take down every time we record Bleeding
That
Blue?
is not a math degree, okay? Not a math degree. All right, $20. Tweet it out. That's it.
All right.
Rest of
Bobby and Snacks bet $20 that the Knicks would or won't have another 3-game. And let's just so you don't try and pull some bullshit on me. If they win the next game, that doesn't count. They have to after their next loss.
After the next loss. Okay, so I was going to say if they win 6 in a row, that doesn't. Okay, got it.
Well, if they win their next 3 games, we'll count it.
Okay, deal.
Wow, look at this.
Got 2 witnesses.
Oh, Danny, let's shake.
Danny Miami and Justin Penkin.
Shit. Wait, where the heck's my hand? Oh, there we go.
Oh, beautiful.
These are great pictures.
Bastards. That's a good bet. That's a good bet.
We're kind of ruining Danny's trip to Miami with podcasts.
I mean, you're not. I mean, like, I'm here multiple days.
You going clubbing?
Of course. I mean, I might ruin Justin's day by having him deal with hotel Wi-Fi. But...
No. I'm just going to use your Zoom audio, and it's going to be what it is.
What do you think we should go to this view more, or just go full on like this?
As long as the logo's in there, I think it's that what we were on the entire time is good.
Oh, I mean, so wait. I mean, I know we're not current event sports, but like, genuine question. Orange Bowl. That's where I'm going to be tomorrow night. Who we feeling? Michigan or Georgia? Genuine question.
Georgia. It's Georgia, Alabama again.
Georgia's going to dog walk.
Alabama's going to win. My rooted interest is going to. My rooted interest is going to determine who I'm sitting more around, but I am pulling for Michigan.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling for Michigan because I want to see Aiden Hutchinson versus Alabama.
Yeah, that's
it's like I've already seen Georgia versus I'm literally just like I want to see some good like draft matchups. I already got my Georgia versus Alabama film.
I want to see that again.
I'll probably watch that matchup like 20 more times this offseason for the draft. Georgia versus Bama would be the best national championship.
Right, exactly. Like
Alabama
Alabama
would-
would wipe Michigan.
It's going to be like Alabama Notre Dame 10 years ago.
Right.
Um,
Georgia and Alabama is the only game that would be any good. So
I don't even think Michigan's that good. I think they just beat Ohio State this year.
I mean, they
Have
beat
made
them
it
up.
much.
They're
I watched
good
that
in the
game.
trenches.
How about that?
Jesus fucking
Um,
Christ.
Oh, another funny
Same
story.
time, this is all the same thing we were saying about Ohio State with Cardale Jones 7-8 years ago.
Cardale Jones, remember him?
I got a funny story. So we were checking in. This guy's having like a fight almost with a hotel receptionist because he checked out late. But his argument for them was that like the hotel didn't call him to check out. So he's like, I shouldn't be charged a late fee.
You didn't remind me.
Danny, what's the name
Yeah,
of the
he's
hotel?
like, you never remind me. What's it? Fontaine Blue.
What is it?
I think like Fontaine Blue. That's what I believe. Or
They got a
Fontaine
pool-
Blue.
they got a
Something
pool?
fancy. It's just fountain. Oh, it's like
Blue,
it's like
Miami.
They got pool.
Miami is it Miami
they
Beach?
do. Yes, Miami Beach. Yes, they
Golf
have
course?
multiple pools. Golf course. No, it's in the middle of South Beach.
Oh, it's the 8.
On the fucking beach, nice.
Whatever. Last time I was in Florida, I was at a hotel with a golf course on it.
Yeah, I think weren't you in Orlando, which is not a beach?
Yeah. So what? When the
So we
weather,
know- we also know
where
that's
the
not a
weather's
geography
warm,
degree.
there should be golf courses. Simple.
That's fine. You get that aspect out.
It's a good name for a song.
I want to call the front office, but it's
Maybe
giving
if
me
you like that bullshit country music.
What's it called?
do you have a phone number for the front office or something?
Oh,
Danny?
Jesus.
Let's see.
Let's not do that.
Let's do it.
I mean,
Yeah, let's no.
on there, it's just the 800 number.
I can't
Just the
believe we're
800 number.
forgetting a segment.
Well,
What's
It's
the
a
sec-
se-
Do it quick because look,
reading
we're
dumb
at an hour.
tweets.
Oh, reading dumb
is there any dumb
Fun
tweets to
tweets.
read?
Oh, dumb tweet.
Let's just go through the quote tweets of the Saquon video.
It's just so much just like, did this motherfucker ask him if he's gonna burn down the stadium? It's basically it's just the same thing over and over again, and like media sucks, and Art Stapleton thinks people are talking directly about him when they say that. Let me find it.
What the fuck?
The Barstool replies were kind of funny because all of our people were just like, "You're so stupid."
Oh no, I mean, if you want like dumb tweets, then just look at people talk about John Madden's death. That's where you found all the dumb tweets.
Oh,
Here's the thing: I don't.
I saw
I
people
would
that
never engage with those people unless it's like one of my family members, because like those people are just you're giving them what they're looking for.
this is
That's
true.
where all the dumb tweets were this week.
I just like the big accounts who are. Oh, you should know who followed for it? Amanda All-Star Glaber.
Yeah,
She's
I
like,
saw
how do these
that.
people have jobs?
Oh, did he
Like,
really?
It's so strange because she might have been in the space where literally Weiss NYG Daily was like, Bobby Skinner should be arrested, which was funny.
Why said that?
I mean, he said it as a joke, like
Yeah,
Bobby
I know.
Skinner, Bobby Skinner should be arrested for what he did today as a professional member of the media. So Weiss says that, and then 1 minute later she tweets it out, and I'm like, did you not get it? No,
Maybe she's got more important things to do.
that is true.
I could see a little bit because I do change my voice inflection, which is like
Bobby, anybody who's listened to the show or seen you on Twitter knew that was your voice.
when I know him, but like I see that's why I never could be an actor because I do. What is going on right now? Justin should not have access to this. By the way, I was adding the Kobe tweet, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, so Justin was just mocking me, when he was doing the live stream.
Correct. Yeah.
Son of a
When
gun.
Dan Schneider and Nick Filato were on, I think I showed that.
All right. I got to peel racehorse. That's why I'm getting Nancy.
It's like a pea horse.
You got to pee?
Like a racehorse.
Oh,
Oh, look at that.
Let's go, man.
Wow. Wow.
Just
no.
go.
We should do that on Simple Man Radio Fridays. Have like an afternoon beer and then piss in it.
Well, it's only one a week. We're only
It's
doing this once a
Thursday.
week.
I thought it's Thursday beers work too.
We got to record and stuff on Thursdays. But this was, I feel like this was a good debut.
That's a date.
It's good. Good return. Good return.
This is like the 5th time Simple Man Radio's returned.
Won't be the last.
What should I title it? Because we're not going to put the date like we did, and like, should I put? Is Rest in Peace Frank Caliendo a good title?
No.
Why
No, because
not?
people. Well, actually, it is. It's good clickbait.
It is, yeah. Honestly,
Well, that's what the title's going to be. Rest in Peace Frank Caliendo. All right, that's the show. Simple Man Radio. I'll update the New Jersey versus Florida. I actually love that segment. I think that will, and we'll read some of those. We can go through some of those stories on future episodes. So first one back, I felt like that was pretty good. So
It was very good. I enjoyed it. Right on an hour too. Perfect.
We tried talking sports on the last iteration of it. It's just too hard to talk sports day to day when you're. It's just. And we got like 1 3-star review on the podcast app. Like, stop talking about baseball. Leave the talking baseball. It's like, shut up. I was like, I'll punch you in the face. I ever saw you.
That makes me want to talk about baseball more.
There's no Mets play. So I made this a Mets show.
Oh, that's the one thing I forgot to talk about. It was a week ago, but I sent it to the Simple Man Radio account. How about the guy trolling Trevor Bauer with the
rapist?
That said, it was basically calling him it was like calling him a rapist. Let me find it.
Yeah, it's like read each capital letter or read the capital letter in each first word. I don't know.
It was a Mets account too. I'm sure
my urine has come up to my brain.
Danny will know it.
Yeah, you look disheveled over there.
You know, delusional Mets fan, Danny.
Oh, Danny King said that.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Okay, so
I can't wait till they don't win the World Series and I just shit all over your fan base and all these bookmark tweets I have go out. Oh, I can't wait.
That ain't happening.
Keep track of the capital letters. Really, capital letter. Have to admit, capital letter. Bauer outage is a pioneer, capital letter, in the industry, capital letter. Without him, baseball would be stale, capital letter, and talentless, capital letter, with content. What word does that put together, Danny King?
What Trevor Bauer?
Rapist.
Rapist.
Trevor Bauer quote tweets it, just trying to make it easier for others.
Stupid bastard. All right. On that note, I love that thing. I can't. I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna pass away. And I know some people want that, but I still need a few.
I think you're lying. I think you got to go back to work.
No, I'm off.
Oh, good for you.
Holiday, baby.
All right.
Want to come down and have dinner tonight?
No, maybe.
Right.
Actually, I'm still waiting for my test, Justin. I haven't gotten results.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I feel fine. I just have to pee.
All
right. See you later. We appreciate you. We love you.
Next week.
I hope this is good love on the podcast app. So we'll tell people about the show and subscribe to the frickin' YouTube channel. Bye. Should I do the Stay Simple outro or just say bye?
Yes.
Stay simple.